almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
Hello and welcome, friends and trolls alike. I am Jay-Z, and you have found Flashpoint Radio. Thank you for joining me. It is Thursday, April 19th, 2012. Remember, Twitter is where you can follow me randomly at Flashpoint Radio. On Facebook as well, facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio. Please subscribe to this feed. Like it if you like it, and share it with your friends. This information needs to be heard. I do this for those that do not know yet. I welcome everyone that knows what's going on and just looks for more information to join me on Flashpoint Radio. But I really make this broadcast for those that are uninitiated into reality, those that have not gotten outside of their brainwashed state, their false matrix that they are living in. Tonight we are going to be talking about misdirection, sleight of hand, magic tricks that our government might do to cover up some things or to get us to look the other way. Before that, I'd like to introduce to you my new dog. I got a new watchdog. I figured things are getting dangerous, crime's up. You just can't trust anybody these days. And I decided, even though my dad has a husky, large husky, I decided to go out and get my own watchdog. And I'd like to introduce you to him. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Did you hear that? Did you hear that bark? It's a good bark. Yeah. That's my new watchdog, Mr. Browning 12 gauge. To start off with tonight, we are going to look at just a quick video clip that some of you, probably most of you, have seen before. If not, this may come as a surprise to you. Let's see what happened, a little over 10 years ago.
We cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
And amazingly, that exact place that, quote, plane hit was where all the computers were stored for what Rumsfeld talked about.
That is former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, and that came from September 10th, 2001. I think we all know what happened on September 11th, 2001, but the day before, our government, our Pentagon, decided to release or to acknowledge the fact that they have figured out that $2.3 trillion had come up missing from the Department of Defense budget. Just so happened what blew up in the Pentagon was in fact where those computers and that data was kept. Wasn't that convenient? But for those that don't know and haven't woken up, that might be something they've never heard about. Why? Because you can't get your brain past September 11th to see what happened around that. So we're going to look at some other stories from the past, the recent past in this country, and see what they may be diverting our attention from. We're going to go back to the Clinton administration and 1998 in specifics. 1998, January 17th, the birth of Drudge Report, not the birth, but Drudge Report entered into everyday lexicon with the breaking of the Monica Lewinsky scandal. It became the news for basically the rest of Bill Clinton's presidency. Well, what might that have distracted us from? Well, this comes to us from Newsmax. Clinton-approved computer exports helped China build atomic bombs. Well, Bill Clinton decided to approve Sun Microsystems Incorporated their sale of computer systems to China in 1997 and 1998 to help them with their atomic nuclear weaponry program. That might have been the distraction. Or this is actually what I believe they might have been distracting from. The Telegraph, the Daily Telegraph out of the United Kingdom. This is a story from 2008. Headline, Hitman clubbed Sonny Bono to death, FBI claims. Turns out, Senator Sonny Bono of Sonny and Cher fame was barking up the wrong tree. Tree being what they said he died from, running into a tree on a ski slope. Well, Turns out he was investigating some very shady dealings with the Central Intelligence Agency and other intelligence agencies and the drug trade and Oklahoma City and a lot of other government corruption scandals. Well, he died January of 1998. In fact, just 2 weeks before the Monica Lewinsky scandal broke. So let's say, hypothetically, a U.S. senator is murdered by other elements in the federal government. They have 2 weeks after that to come up with a story to distract the rest of America. It was the beginning stages of the internet. So you throw out something like the Monica Lewinsky scandal, no one's going to ask about Sonny Bono. Just a theory, of course. Do your research on that. I just learned of that a couple weeks ago through Alex Jones at Infowars.com. Wonderful, wonderful man doing a great job. So we're going to move ahead to 2011, just last year, April of last year. On April 27th, the White House released their copy of Obama's birth certificate, which was clearly a reproduction and clearly a farce. Any middle school computer geek would have been able to see that it was made in different layers on some sort of imaging program on a computer, and it was done very poorly. But they threw that out there, and it became hoopla. It had been basically 2 years since anyone had mentioned the birth certificate, at least a year and a half, and all of a sudden it came out of nowhere and became the number one story in the land. But what could that have been distracting us from? Well, Talking Points Memo wrote on April 29th, 2 days after the Obama administration released the birth certificate, Issa's office, Obama administration wouldn't answer question on role in arming deadly drug cartels. Yes, most of you would probably know what Fast and the Furious is. Uninitiated might not. Fast and the Furious, our government sending weaponries, thousands of guns to Mexico, to the drug cartels. And the one part that is hidden, and that even Darrell Issa won't admit, is A, that it started under George W. Bush, and B, it included bringing drugs back into the country. So they shipped drugs in, shipped weapons out. For all of you over 40 years old, sounds a lot like the Iran-Contra scandal that everyone seemed to forget about when the Berlin Wall collapsed. Give me a break, people. Iran-Contra, taking weapons from Israel, funneling them through Iran, very odd, through South American drug cartels, and using all that money in a big black operations money laundering scheme. It's a plan they've used over and over again. But yes, I believe that the Obama birth certificate and the fake killing of Osama bin Laden was to distract from Fast and the Furious, because that is a scandal that could bring down not only the Obama administration, but basically our federal government in its entirety. And now, what are we doing present day? Well, we've got the GSA, the General Services Administration scandal, where they spent $800,000 in a party in Vegas. Give me a break. Leon Panetta spends $800,000 flying home to California every time he does. And we're up in arms. And then, of course, the Secret Service party, pre-planned. This is a distraction. 100% this is distracting from something else. Do your research. Get out there and find out what's going on. Find out what is on page 6 of the newspapers. Find out what is hidden from your view. And you might find what they're trying to hide with these two stories, the GSA scandal and the Secret Service party down in Colombia. That's all I have time for today on Flashpoint Radio. I thank you for joining me. Check me again next time. Jay-Z signing off saying God bless and keep your eyes to the sky.
But everybody scatters when the